You are a summoner. The monsters you kill can be resurrected and become your subordinates. In this world, everyone awakens their talent at the age of 18. When you awaken, it turns out to be the highest SSS level summoning talent. You should know, awakening an A-level talent can get you admitted to a top school. Even the current top-notch people in the country are only at the S-level talent level. This is crazy, so you can't wait to go hunting with your classmates. Before getting weapons, the instructor asked what level you awaken. You know the saying that one must be cunning to win, so you lied and said you were the worst F level, and you got a longbow. To survive, you have to output. In the novice village, you spent 5 minutes and you finally managed to kite and defeat a violent rabbit using kiting tactics, and then use the summoning technique to resurrect it. Now you have your first subordinate. When others see you walking with a monster, they think the monster can be tamed and try to catch it, but end up getting beaten by a violent rabbit. You follow suit and turn several violent rabbits into subordinates, and during this process, your first tamed violent rabbit evolves and grows horns on its head. Your army is now taking shape. You aim for the higher level armored turtle, which is tough and fierce. Although you sacrificed 3 violent rabbits, you finally defeated it. And then comes the exciting moment, summoning. Now you have an armored turtle and several violent rabbits. At this time, the instructor also sent a message asking you to gather for a high-level senior student to come and guide you to fight the first layer boss Iron-Toothed Wolf. Everyone is incredibly excited now. You should know that Iron-Toothed Wolf is a very fierce monster. The level of human strongman is divided into 5 levels. Iron-Toothed Wolf is equivalent to the 5-level strongman of the human race. Senior sister is named Yuin. She is a swordsman. She awakened the S-level skill. She was early admitted to Harvard by recommendation. Her skill is Light Slash, which can attack enemies several times and each slash will accumulate damage. The last one will definitely be a critical hit. This is a single target skill, very powerful. Senior sister Yuin killed an Iron-Toothed Wolf with this move in 2 strokes and dropped a D-level gloves and some materials. But when everyone was ready to divide the spoils, a sudden spatial fluctuation appeared. A huge wolf king was refreshed. Not good. Seeing this, Yuin's face changed dramatically. This is the elite level boss Iron-Toothed Wolf King. At least a 4-level strongman or above can handle it. Yuin is only just entering the 5 level. Definitely not an opponent. The other classmates, seeing this, all ran back to call for reinforcements, but only you sneaked away and hid in the grass. After a fierce battle, as expected, Yuin was not an opponent. Yuin was not an opponent and was bitten by the Iron-Toothed Wolf King. Just as she was about to lose her life, an arrow shot over. Although the damage was insignificant, the wolf's attention was successfully attracted. You turned your head and ran away, and the Wolf King chased after you. Yuin was stunned, seeing your departing back. Am I saved by a junior brother? Half an hour after you left, the reinforcements of the instructor arrived. The priest quickly added blood to Yuin. Finally, she was safe. Yuin, are you okay? What about that elite Wolf King? Yuin finally realized and was very anxious. A newcomer saved me by taking away the Wolf King from me. Let's go save him. You raced away with the Wolf King and finally, in a corner, you were caught. The Wolf King had a fierce saliva. Finally, you were in a hopeless situation, but you laughed. This is the place you chose specially, just not to let others see it. Don't be surprised, little wolf. The next scene will scare you. Come, summon. In an instant, an armored turtle and more than a dozen violent rabbits are summoned from space, rushing forward. Although the Wolf King is strong, he is still quickly defeated in the face of the sea of monsters. Every time the Wolf King comes to bite you, you will be blocked by the armored turtle. Finally, an hour has passed. After paying the cost of 5 rabbits, the Wolf King can only reluctantly swallow his breath. Then there was a burst of equipment, the most valuable of which was a wolf tooth necklace. Level C, Spirit plus 0.5. Wolf Bone Broadsword. Level C, Attack 50 points. You put the equipment into your backpack. Then comes the most exciting moment. Come on, revive for me. SSS level summon. Just a flash of light, the Wolf King was revived and summoned by you. Looked at the attribute. Iron-Toothed Wolf King. Level 1. Health 3000. Skill. Here. You couldn't help laughing. Oh my god. This attribute, from now on, can walk sideways on the first floor. A monster squad has already been formed, so you decide to enter the 2nd floor of the magic world. In order to avoid attracting attention, you specially don't summon the monster and act alone. On the road, you encountered a girl who was being robbed by 2 bad guys. Oh yeah. Hand over what's valuable on you. Beauty. Without a word, you shot an arrow and hit them. It's my duty to save the beauteous hero. The warrior turned around and rushed towards you, furious after the arrow shot. You raised your hand and suddenly 2 armored turtles appeared. The enemies were stunned when they saw it. How did the wild monsters suddenly appear? Then they laughed. Great, now God is helping us. The archer was surely going to be killed by the wild monsters, but before they could be happy, 2 more armored turtles appeared. They finally realized something was wrong. Big brother, let's fight. This guy is problematic. But it was too late. With a wolf howl, the elite Wolf King was summoned by you. The 2 warriors turned green. No way. How did the boss of the first layer appear here? What kind of talent are you? Don't waste your time with them. Under the wolf's power, these 2 guys were easily killed. Not only did the people die, but they also dropped an item. Fury symbol. C-Class. It can make a target go into a rage state for 100 seconds. The girl you saved wanted to show her gratitude, but you refused because you didn't want to reveal your identity. identity. Then you continued your journey with the monster army. The main monsters in this layer are toxic spiders and vampire bats. Toxic spiders don't have high damage, but their toxin skills are hard to handle. Your violet rabbit died 7 or 8 seconds after getting poisoned, but you have an advantage in numbers. 2 violent rabbits can kill 1 toxic spider. Come to the corpse and revive. My warrior. The magic circle shines. The toxic spider is now honored to be your subordinate. You continued with the same method. You caught a lot of toxic spiders and vampire bats. Your team now only consists of violent rabbit leader, armored turtle leader, toxic spider, and vampire bat. After replacing the team members, you approach the boss's guarding area where many people have gathered. They have taken over the boss's lair and others have to pay money to be qualified to fight the boss. The leader, who is known as Money Superman, is extremely powerful with his A-grade skill, Flame Punch, being able to perform 10 punches in a second. Pretending to be a newcomer, you pay to join the team and soon the battle begins. Money Superman's team is indeed powerful. After a tough fight, the boss's health is at its lowest. You shoot an arrow and Money Superman's face instantly turns dark. He thought, this kid is trying to steal the boss. However, he stops his subordinates. Don't interfere. I want to see how he gets killed by the boss. The monster, Sky-Swallowing Frog, still has 1/5 of its health left. He doesn't believe that a novice like you can defeat it. However, you remain calm and use your summoning skill. With a few sounds, Violet Rabbit, Armored Turtle, Toxic Spider, and Vampire Bat all appear. The monster army charges forward and Sky-Swallowing Frog can only be defeated with anger. The exploded equipment stuns Money Superman. This kid's talent is summoning, but he quickly gathers his people around. No wonder he dared to steal the boss. He has a couple of tricks up his sleeve. You respond with a cold laugh. Your talent skills are impressive, but they're useless. With that, he teleport to Vampire Bat's front and quickly kill it with a flame punch. Kid, in front of absolute power, these little fish are like paper paste. Seeing this, you coldly laugh. Your opponent is not these little fish, but them. The summon spell is cast and the first layer boss, Wolf King, is summoned. Along with him is the recently defeated second layer boss, Sky-Swallowing Frog. Both bosses appear at once, leaving the enemy team stunned. What's going on? How could the first and second layer bosses both appear here? Is it a system bug? Money Superman then rubs his eyes and thinks, idiot, this is the archer's skill. What a talent. It's outrageous that you can summon bosses with this. It must be at least an S-Class. But he's a well-known expert. He charged forward resolutely. Money Superman attacks with a flame punch and takes down 1/3 of Sky-Swallowing Frog's health. After a fierce battle, your monster army is almost collapsing. That's not good. Suddenly, you remember you have a rage scroll in your back. You quickly take it out and use it on Wolf King. Wolf King becomes instantly enraged and expands in size, killing the enemy. Before Money Superman dies, he thinks, today is truly a misfortune. Not only did I run into an adventurer who can summon bosses, but the boss even goes berserk. I can only die with resentment. He dropped 3 pieces of equipment and a C-Class quality invitation to the Death Realm. You pick up the equipment, which are a C-level shoulder armor, a D-level pants, and a C-level hat. What catches your attention is the invitation, a C-Class quality Death Realm invitation. Now, your summon creature army includes Violent Rabbit, Toxic Spider, Wolf King, Sky-Swallowing Frog, and other monsters. As your strength increases, you are starting to move forward to the 3rd layer of the magic realm. The monsters on this level are mainly goblins, including Goblin with sword and shield and Goblin with stones. The sword and shield Goblin is responsible for defense, while the stone-throwing Goblin is responsible for remote damage output. Their damage is incredibly high, and every time they throw a stone, they can knock down half of your monster's health. Luckily, your Sky-Swallowing Frog can spit fireballs. One fireball is enough to hit the stone-throwing Goblin and bring it to low health. However, to everyone's surprise, the Goblin suddenly turns around and runs into the forest, disappearing. This is too cheeky, so you immediately ordered the fastest Violent Rabbit to chase after it, while you focused on fighting the sword and shield Goblin. Under the attack of the crowd of monsters, the sword and shield Goblin quickly fell. Seeing this, you decisively use the summoning spell to revive it. The sword and shield Goblin, who was once your enemy, kneels before you again. However, you are surprised to find that the Violent Rabbit who chased after the enemy hasn't returned yet. Just then, you received a system prompt. Edie, the Violent Rabbit has died. Shocked, you exclaim, my bunny died. How could it be? But the story doesn't end there. The direction where the bunny died, the stone-throwing Goblin actually led a small team of troops and killed its way back. It turned out that he had gone for backup. This added more pressure to you. Under the siege of the Goblin army, your Armored Turtle and Vampire Bat have almost died, but thankfully, the boss-level Wolf King and Sky-Swallowing Frog are powerful enough. After sacrificing almost the entire army, they finally managed to kill all the enemies. Just as the stone-throwing Goblin was trying to escape again, you were in a hurry. You won't let it escape this time. How could you? Immediately have your Toxic Spider spit out its webs and trap it in place. After a bit of struggling, you finally managed to kill it. This is when you finally let out a sigh of relief. Finally, all of them are dead. Then it's time for the exciting resurrection. Come back to life, my warrior. With a snap of your fingers, the magic circle lights up. Those defeated enemy goblins all revive into your team. Check their attributes. Rock-throwing goblins, HP 300, attack 300. Wow, their long-range damage is really high, almost on par with the Wolf King. No wonder it hurts when they attack. After collecting a bunch of minions, you head towards the Goblin Fortress, where the boss is. This time, no one has claimed the boss's nest, but there was a man in a purple robe shouting in the crowd, "I'm an S-rank talent, free to bring newbies to fight the boss. Those who want to join, hurry up." Instinctively, you feel something is wrong, because there's no such thing as a free lunch, let alone in the world of the strong eating the weak. But newbies are so naive. You shake your head as you watch one by one join his team. Alone, you head deep into the Goblin Fortress. Seeing no one around, you summon your army of minions. Surrounded by goblins, you push forward. Compared to this, you feel more like the boss. Soon, you reach the boss room on the 3rd floor. The boss's name is the Goblin King, and he wields a large sword. When you arrive, he has already started fighting with the newbie adventurers. But unlike normal boss fights, these newbies are being slaughtered. With one whirlwind strike from the Goblin King, they all die, and their low-level equipment scatters on the ground. You sighed. These new players were all lured here by that man in purple. Now they are dead, but the man in purple has disappeared. It's very strange. Then the boss also noticed you. He drew a big axe and charged at you. You calmly ordered the orcs with shields and knives to form an iron bucket formation. The orc archers attacked from the back. Sky-swallowing frog and Wolf King protected you closely. Under your command, the monster army is well organized. One by one, damage numbers popped out from the boss's head. Although many monsters died, the king of the orcs' health is also at the bottom. Just then, you suddenly felt a severe pain in your back. -450. A number floated out. Your health suddenly dropped to 20%. Difficulty. You turned around and saw the man in purple holding a dagger. It's you. At this moment, the opponent's ID also appeared. Death Kiss. Wow, I didn't expect that your equipment is quite good. Under my sneak attack, you didn't die. His innate skill is stealth. As long as he doesn't initiate an attack, he can remain invisible indefinitely. Now you understand. The reason he lured new players here to fight the boss is to pick up the equipment. He remained hidden, waited for the boss to kill everyone, and then went to collect the equipment. How shameless. Now there's the boss, the king of the orcs, in front, and Death Kiss behind. What should I do? Suddenly, you came up with a bright idea. You let toxic spiders spit web to tie up Death Kiss. Then, in front of him, you summoned all the creatures back. This way, the boss lost its target of attack. It naturally aimed at the man in purple in the center of the room. Death Kiss cursed. It was a mistake, but he also had a trick. Before the boss rushed over, he used the stealth skill. He just disappeared invisibly like this. Goblin King saw the target disappear, so he could only return grumpily. Death's Kiss was very proud. Hey, now all I need to do is wait for the spider web time to disappear, and I can kill that little guy. But just at this moment, a cold arrow flew over. Although the damage was not high, it successfully broke his stealth state. He was furious. Damn, how shameless. Now the Goblin King laughed. Little guy, you have nowhere to hide now. He rushed over with a whirlwind strike. Death's Kiss is indeed a high-level player. He managed to withstand the boss for nearly 30 seconds by eating health potions. 5 seconds. Just wait 5 more seconds. The spider web time will pass, and that little guy will be dead. But just 5 seconds before the countdown, another spider web flew over. You! Death's Kiss was blindsided, killed by the boss, and exploded into equipment. Later, you summoned the monster army again. Under the siege of Wolf King and Sky-swallowing frog, the blood-stained Goblin King could only die with regret. Finally, it was the exciting loot section. Death's Kiss dropped an A-class equipment, silk gloves, level A, attribute, damage plus 50. This effect is not bad. Then, with a wave of his hand, the summoning spell lit up. The fierce Goblin King appeared beside you. You laughed. Now you have several big bosses around you, but you have always had a guess in your heart, but you haven't acted on it. That is, can you summon many similar bosses, like summoning small monsters? Imagine, if a team of Goblin Kings used whirlwind strikes at the same time, what would the scene be like?